recording?
Or...
Beautiful people, welcome to the Vainglorious Melodrama podcast. I am 1/3 of Triangle Offense Speak Easy, and I am joined by my brothers Trip and JG. Fellas, what's good?
What's happening, man?
What's popping?
Yo, so I was like super duper excited to start this because we saved a particular topic for JG. So
word?
Yeah, so we'll do a quick check in, and
feel so
because
special.
I want to get straight to the shit. So first
Okay.
of all, I'm gonna put it on you, JG.
You gonna get the shit.
How you is?
Fam, I'm alright, man. I'm surprisingly just getting over an ear infection. I didn't know grown motherfuckers got those, and I don't know how I got them, but I got them. So I'm on the antibiotics for that shit.
Oh, you had a real ear infection.
Real one, fam. And you know what else too? I found out. You know them nasal sprays, the little bottle and shit. How the fuck you use those, fam? I don't know how to use it. Dog,
you gotta put it in, you gotta kind of put it to the side.
Man, I'm drinking this shit. It's running down my face. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I look on the instructions and them motherfucker like, put it in your nose and squeeze. Well, I did that. I'm about to drown in this motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm sorry, y'all. If I say some bullshit today, it's the meds.
It's the meds. Blame it on the meds.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. That's what's up. All right, Trip. What's good with you, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. I don't know. It's cool. Just came from the gym trying to get my winter body.
What's up,
you know, trying to put on like 80 pounds.
That's what's up.
No, I'm just trying to.
So you trying to put it on?
I'm just trying to stay healthy, man. I ain't really trying to lose nothing.
Yeah.
You know, besides that, man, just still fighting a little allergy cold thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an ear infection. Funny part though, like I thought I did, but it was like sinus pressure. But then I like learned
that's why they got me on the nasal spray.
But then I learned like it was like it's like a whole level of like there's like levels of ear infection.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, you just heard ear infection.
Yeah.
You get the antibiotics, and it's like, oh, there's some where you don't need antibiotics, and there's some where you could just flush your ear with water and peroxide.
Oh,
and there's some that's like, so when all this shit come out,
right?
But
that's crazy.
Besides that, man, I'm cool.
Word.
No,
what about you?
I used to think my kids was bullshitting when they was babies with that ear infection. With all this hollering and shit for, fam. What's wrong with you? You know what I mean? Then I got one.
And now you get it?
Man, that shit hate.
It's like a constant.
You gonna go back and apologize?
Yeah, I'm apologizing.
It's like a constant irritating pain.
Man.
Like,
really?
It's not like
it's like
it's not excruciating where like you're gonna cry,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like if somebody just kept poking you with a pen in the same spot, like forever.
And you can't retaliate. You just got to sit there and take that shit.
Wow.
Because nothing you, man.
Nah.
Yeah, that shit was bad.
Mm-mm.
But no, I even said that shit to the doctor. I said, huh? Fuck you mean? I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? The doctor's like, motherfucker, you got ears?
He said you got ears.
That's a good ass point.
He's a good point, guy.
You know what I'm saying?
No more questions.
You got me on
I'm
that
going
one.
to take them pills.
I bow out.
You know what I'm saying? Word.
Oh my God. Well, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just chilling, dude. Enjoying my current space and just going with the flow. That's definitely where I'm at. So like diving right into the first subject of today, Melodrama Podcast, episode 4. Before we do that, shout out to our sponsors, Unify Records, Freshly Broken. Shout out to those folks. So the first subject is today we're going to discuss the intrinsic value of the strip club. And before we do that, I wanted to start off just telling you how I got to this topic. My original topic was strip clubs are dumb as fuck.
Okay.
And then I like to dig a little bit and just get a little bit of information from other perspectives before I just bring something here.
Mm.
But the more I talk to people, the more I found out that maybe I'm just wrong, which happens every once in a while. Maybe there's more value in this than I could have ever imagined. So I thought I would bring that here to y'all so y'all can help me understand the intrinsic value of the strip club, that it's so valuable. It's so valuable. It's a staple. It's just, So why is it so great? Help me understand.
Because they serve wings.
They serve wings.
Beer.
They got wings and beer.
Okay.
Shots.
Yeah. That's why.
Shots.
Shots.
Oh, those kind of shots. Gotcha.
I'm going to surprise the shit out you, fam.
Yeah.
I actually agree with you.
Really?
Fam. Look here, man. if I'm in the room,
gotcha,
and there's titties in my face,
yes,
and my hands like handcuffed behind my back,
yes,
I can't do nothing with them and just sit. I'm mad in the motherfucker, fam. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Every time there's been titties in my face, I've been able to do something with them.
Yeah.
Right? So just from that standpoint alone, that shit like a waste of time, man. Like that's like vegans in the barbecue joint, what they just smelling the aroma and then leaving. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck? You be reminiscing and I wish I could eat that shit and then leave. Like, nah, fam. So the whole premise of it, I mean, I get it's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I like titties. Titties make a lot of shit better. But
yeah. Like the world.
But the rest of that shit, fam.
Yeah.
It's not the move, fam. Like I was literally the last time I went, I was legit in there mad. Like, cause here you can't touch. Now.
And see, that's when I was in
Dallas though. When I was in Dallas,
okay.
Man. It was anything goes in the strip. Like the dude that took me to that strip club, I'm trying to pull him back. Like, fam, what are you doing?
You can't do that.
I'm in there like Drake, like protecting the strippers and shit. You know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers like, bro, that's a woman. What the? You know what I'm saying? And it was an agreement.
Yeah.
As long as you ask.
Yeah.
If she said yeah. Then you can do whatever.
Okay.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? So it's some levels to the shit. So, right. But for the most part, I agree with you.
Okay, all right, Trip. Talk to me though.
Well, I think the thing that throws off the whole topic, and not to like critique your topic, you said intrinsic. That means that it's important. And I mean, this strip club itself is not important to me. But I think the things that happen in the strip club is important for some people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, it's like JG said, depending on where you are.
Yeah, man.
It's a whole different culture. It's a whole different environment. And that's with like anything, depending on where you are and your location and you know who you're with, that could change a whole lot.
Right.
I've seen, I've been up north to some strip clubs. I've been to some strip clubs here, been to some strip clubs out of state. And they're totally different.
Yeah.
Up north when I was in school, strip clubs were fully nude, but they didn't serve alcohol. You come back here at home and strip clubs are topless and they got tassels on, but you can buy liquor.
Gotcha.
You go to another state, they naked and you can get liquor.
Man.
And you can touch, or whatever. And, lap dances are, different and just the whole culture is different. Yeah. Like, cats actually like tip in other states. And that's why a lot of the quote unquote good dancers or dancers that are able to travel do travel.
Gotcha.
Because you can get.
I thought you was going to say able-bodied dancers. I was going to say, damn.
Hey fam, that's a prerequisite, and sometimes that shit ain't
able-bodied. I mean,
sometimes. I
mean, here's the thing. Like I used to go. I'm not gonna say like I used to go. I don't go now. Just because I don't know. I just don't feel moved to go. I haven't really seen like anything in the strip club that makes me want to be inside of a strip club right now.
Word.
But. My thing was like, if I'm gonna tip you, like you got to do something like spectacular, like you're not just gonna like stand there and like twerk. Like I go across the street to the regular bar and somebody can twerk, but they gotta have some tricks. They gotta do something on the pole, like I don't know.
They be doing superhero shit on the pole,
So and that's the thing, like the better ones, the best show gets the most money.
Facts.
And that's just that. But as I said, like with the culture thing, though, it's like some of the, and I don't want to say Caucasian ones, but some of the more Caucasian strip clubs, like the Vegas style strip clubs, I think they call them. Okay. There's a lot of business deals that take place in those.
Gotcha.
So like you get a lot of businessmen that do go there and they will take like out of town clients or something there. They hang out, they have drinks, and they close a lot of business deals there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So know that happens.
Yeah. See, and I think that's kind of where I landed because I haven't personally been in a strip club since I was like 19.
That's when it was cool.
And I'm like, like more than twice that age now. I'm 41 now, so that means it's been a long time. So in my head, like JG said, I'm like, okay, it's dumb because of these different things, and I'm not even talking about like the monetary, like the whole economics to it, like and not I'm not trying to like be in the pockets of like the dancers or anybody like that, but I'm just like, the more I was like just having a conversation, like, just because this is not your bag, but look at all these other people's points of view that find value in this. And it was because some of the things you said, as far as a lot of corporate people go there for business meetings. And then on top of that is just a lot of times, this crazy part, some artists break records there.
Yeah. That's how remember Mike Jones?
Yeah.
That's how he started breaking records.
Yeah, so it's like, so
in the strip club, you got hit.
So artists break records there. And like we talked about, meetings take place there. And then, like I said, not being in the pockets of the actual dancers and the people that perform, but some people do use that situation to position themselves in other facets and phases. And I thought it was pretty cool once I started to just look at things a little bit different, like, okay, fine, your perspective is not law. And there's a lot of value here. And people, like, when I told people when I was living in Georgia for a few years, they're like, okay, I know you've been in strip clubs. I'm like,
yeah, because the strip clubs there are phenomenal.
I'm like, no, I actually haven't.
Strip clubs that's been like around forever in Georgia, like
and
like staples in the community.
Yeah, and I'm like, no,
nationwide.
And
the national
I actually
community.
had a job one time where one of my guys who I used to work with was like, yeah, dude, he's like, sometimes I go there for my lunch break.
Yeah, because the wings be phenomenal, fam. Wings and titties. What?
He was like, yeah, dude. He was like, dude, it's dope. He's like, yeah. And sometimes I go with colleagues, and I'm like, this is fucking crazy.
Nah, but you know what? You know what else too, fam? When it's game in there. There's conversations in there. Some of them cats go there, man, just to. I seen dudes that go there to just chop it up with the strippers. They feel like they some damn body. You know what I mean? Because that's what they do.
It's gonna sound funny, but like there are some dudes that don't even go for the strippers. Like, you have to realize it's actually a bar.
It is a bar still.
So if you going with, some dudes go as a group, they got pool tables, they got dartboards, and like, the fact that somebody's walking around half naked serving you drinks is just a plus. Like, it just all depends.
Because real talk, I think them dudes be lying, fam.
It depends. It just depends it depends on where you go and who you go with.
Facts.
Like,
that's real.
So let me ask you this: where are we as a society to it being very, very possible that a legal business deal and human trafficking are occurring in the exact same spot at the exact same time? What does that say about where we are as a society?
Nothing.
It says nothing
at all, because you know what? Somebody could be trafficking right now outside of the podcast. Okay. Somebody could be making an illegal business deal at the gas station next to you. I guarantee you it happens. Okay. So the fact that actually it's probably less likely to happen inside the strip club than maybe after they leave the strip club. Okay. Because as we said here, and I can't speak for like all the strip clubs, especially here, like there's a lot of things you really can't do. Not saying it doesn't happen, but it doesn't happen with the knowledge of the club owner or the security. Like, and I think the most you might get away with here is like a touch or like a flash.
Gotcha.
Now what you do after you leave the strip club, I mean, that's you, but that's not strip club. That's not happening in the strip club.
Yeah, because I think everybody has a different perspective, and I know I've even heard that that's like the gateway to human trafficking.
Strip clubs?
Strip clubs? Have you rolled down like Valit?
Not in a while. But I mean, I don't know. So what I'm saying is,
you been on Facebook?
No, not in a minute.
Social media? What was the one that used to have Backpage?
Word.
Like, human trafficking is everywhere. It's not just in the strip club,
right? And I understand that, but just like how people talk about, for example, how the old adage used to be that or cigarettes is the gateway to that, or marijuana is the gateway to that. Like, I'm not saying that it's true, but I wanted to gather y'all perspective of people that say these two things happen in the same space.
I think you're putting too much on the customer. As the customer, there's no way that the customer would have anything to do with that or no. I think that's a question for.
But if I'm a paying customer, I'm contributing to.
Yeah. Well, no, you
no,
make,
you're not.
well, if that's going on, if it's going on.
If you're a paying customer, you're paying for the woman that's in front of you, that's dancing, and you're tipping because you like what you see at that moment.
You on that social media justice warrior shit.
No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking because I know how certain people think. Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
I feel you.
Yeah.
No, you're tipping for what you see at that moment. Okay. Now, if you whisper in her ear, "Can I meet you after the bar close?" Okay. That's you and her after the bar close.
Gotcha.
But when you inside the bar, you're not. I mean, I don't know unless you like. I mean, you'd have to be in like a private party.
Okay.
Like at a hotel party or like a private party at somebody's house and all that going on. But like, I don't see all that going on like right on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess when you get in a lap dance, you could be like, bitch, do you need help? As you say.
Oh my God.
Do you need a rescue? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I got the strap in the car. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, fam, I'm just saying.
So I guess, are you guys saying maybe I need to take a field trip so I can get a better perspective?
No, you know what? Your experience.
Well, I'm not even going to say that.
It's going to be the same as it was when he was 19.
Your lady might be watching that.
Hi, honey.
I don't even want to die. Because, I like living right now. What I'm going to say is that you're entitled to your opinion.
Word.
And if that's what you feel about the location and the things that could possibly happen, then that's fine. And, nobody can change that. However, I would just say step back and look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
When you say us as a society,
okay,
those things that you're talking about that happen, like that shit happen everywhere, bro. Like,
word.
You can see it. Like you can see, like if you open your eyes, like just out in public, you can see transactions take place.
Oh,
you can
for
see,
sure.
If you read stuff, you can hear about things that people are doing that are happening outside of the strip club. I think strippers, and I'm not saying like all strippers because I don't know all strippers, but I think a lot of strippers get a bad rep. And I'm not saying they don't do other stuff because there are some other strippers that do other stuff, but I think a lot of them do get a bad rep because like a lot of your strippers are people that actually have other jobs. Like not saying like they like a businessman or a businesswoman or whatever, but like the chick that rung you up at Walmart might get off work from Walmart and go check in at a strip club to make ends meet.
My Walmart, no.
Hey.
I'm just saying, like
I know one time we was at a bachelor party, and me and the homie, and the stripper was one of his former students.
Whoa!
So we in there, we chilling, we sipping, waiting on the stripper to come out. And the stripper came out and started doing her shit, and then she was like, "Mr. Jackson," and covered up and ran out the room.
Wow!
And, man, we had to leave. Motherfuckers was mad as hell at us.
Wow!
Man. That shit was hilarious.
That is crazy.
It was awkward as hell at the time, though.
Wow.
But that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, dude. And I think for me, and this is why I love this podcast, because I think a lot of shit I think about and it's like crazy, and then I can just bring it here and we kind of unpack it, because I think a cool thing too is just like it really allowed me to just think outside of myself.
But hold on, fam. You gotta also remember, man, well, I'm an old head. You old head and training, right? Yeah. But most of our strip club experiences, man, was pre-internet.
True
so
indeed.
It's pre-internet porn. So lot of times, 18, 19 in the strip club wasn't supposed to be there, but I had my brother ID. We was right. There. So that was your first time seeing a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You were going somewhere that you were told you couldn't go. So
right. So
that was a thrill.
You was wide eyed. That's the thrill. Right. That was the thrill.
Yeah.
But shit, now, man, I find shit on my 14-year-old son phone, and it's just like, God damn, this what they doing now? But get that shit off your phone. You know what I'm saying? And straighten it up. But so it would be, for him, it would be nothing. I'll tell you this.
Makes sense.
The strip club now, the value of the strip club now really ain't got nothing to do with the strippers. It's about the dudes going in there showing off how much money they got, who made it rain the most. They having make it rain competitions. It's all about the ego of the customer. Okay. As opposed to whatever there is to be gained from the strip.
As far as the entertainment itself. Yeah. Wow.
That's the entertainment.
Interesting. Okay.
So yeah, if I went in that motherfucker, I would definitely be stealing tips. I'm just gonna keep it G.
That dude said that. Well, that's what's up. So transitioning about, because like we talked about, like a lot of records are actually broken there in the strip club. It made me think about this next topic, which I wanted to talk about. And I wanted to ask you guys, what's in your music rotation right now in this moment that you, off the top of your head, I know you can just say it, but it's in your music rotation, but none of your close friends, families, family, whatever, would guess that it's in your current music rotation right now. So like something that's not the norm that I can, like, I know, for example, with JG, like you can't say funk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you.
So yeah. So I'm gonna start with you, Trip. What's in your music rotation right now that nobody would guess? Nothing.
I mean,
that's the dude that said you can only listen to one genre.
I always, and I didn't know that. I said genres were bullshit. Right? I said there's good music and there's bad music.
Yeah, okay. Fair.
Probably, there's always some blues in my rotation.
Word.
Like some B.B. King, some Muddy Waters.
Okay.
Tyrone Davis. Yeah, right. I was thinking about football at the same time. I went to school with that nigga. No.
It's still owe me $10.
It's always some blues in there.
Okay.
Mostly because growing up, my stepdad. My stepdad was a big blues head.
Oh, okay.
So like when we would go like to down south or like Chicago or any road trip, or if like he was a handyman, he did like plumbing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So if I asked for money, I'd get the money, but Saturday morning he'd be like, "Wake up, you gotta go with me." So it's like I got the money, but I had to earn it and shit.
Yeah,
so,
that's what's up.
So he always played blues. So like it was always like some BB King, shit like that playing. So at first I was like, "Fuck."
What is
you hated that shit?
You some Mobb Deep in this motherfucker. Like, I got some Tribe Called Quest in my headphones.
Word.
Nope. Then after a while, you singing this shit, and you find out like these motherfuckers.
You hearing the story?
You hearing what they saying? It's like,
and then when you find out that somebody sampled the blues, you're like, oh man, yeah.
And it's all instruments.
You heard BB King say, "I gave you 10 kids. You trying to give them back?" Like,
yeah.
He said you trying to give him back.
There's some stories. In the blues,
you hearing that, man, and it was like, if you ain't touched me, it wasn't me. Like, man,
that's pretty gangster.
Yeah, he's like, your friend said she saw me, with another woman. He said, if you ain't see my drawers, if you ain't touching me, it wasn't me.
Nah.
That is crazy.
Again, that was pre-internet.
That was pre-internet.
That was pre-camera phone.
So that's always
where you can have a whole family 8 blocks away.
Where she screenshot the text.
You know what I'm saying, right?
So some blues. There's always some blues in there. Especially like if I'm riding by myself.
Yeah.
Got some blues jumping off.
Okay, what about you, JG? What's in your music rotation right now that nobody would guess?
All right, man. So I told you I got some anger issues and shit.
Okay.
So this shit kind of helped me chill out.
Okay.
I'm probably the only dude, left that still fuck with dubstep. But
I don't even know what the fuck
the
dubstep
mellow,
is.
Hold on. It get worse, my dude. It get worse. The mellow, female voiced dubstep.
Word.
That shit helped me go to sleep. I could chill out off that shit, man.
Really?
Yeah, man.
What is dubstep in relation to techno? Like I'm lost. Like what?
I don't fucking know. I just know they call the shit dubstep.
I say it's dubstep like a dance music.
It's kind of the shit you hear in Vegas with the countdown and then the bass drop and all that. Yeah, but not the Blue Oyster shit. Fam.
Not at the Roxbury.
Not at the Roxbury. I don't do that shit. Not that shit. But I mean, if we could play some, I would have played some for you. But it's more like
dubstep. Yes, I would have never guessed that.
Nobody would. Shit, my wife don't even know. Now she know. Goddamn, that's my secret.
Wow.
Cause she wonder why I'm sleeping with headphones on and shit. That's why I feel.
Walk in the house, she gonna have it playing.
Man,
nice.
You know what I'm saying? That shit. But this shit is cool, man. It actually, if you on Sirius XM in the electronic section.
Okay.
Channel 53. God damn, Sirius, we need like $100 for this plug or something, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Channel 53, it's called Chill.
Yeah.
It's like the chill electronica dubstep. They play some of the shit on there too.
Word. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out.
You gotta calm the savage beast, man. Don't be out here beating motherfuckers up.
That's what's up.
So that shit works.
Wow. I would say for me right now, that's in my music rotation that people probably wouldn't
Rebecca
guess.
Black.
I don't even know who that is.
Dog said that. That Party in the USA type shit.
Nope.
Carrie Underwood.
Nope.
Country?
Oh fuck no. While I have heard some country music that doesn't sound like country, that's actually pretty good.
Some of that shit.
I still, in my heart of hearts, yeah.
Nah.
So like right now in my music rotation, I was actually listening to it on the way here. Jadena, his latest album, 85 to Africa.
That's hip hop though, fam.
That don't count.
That's not hip. He's not hip hop.
Why? Because he light skinned it? He can't be hip hop because he light skinned it, fam. That's racist, fam. That's racist.
Janelle Monáe
came out.
That's racist, fam.
Yeah,
I had never listened to his music before.
The Classic Man.
The Classic Man shit.
Oh, that's him too,
that's
right?
Him,
yeah. Yes,
I heard that song.
You gotta pick a new.
Really? Yeah. I thought that was like that was. I thought that was like stretching.
Hey, you know what? Fam can actually spit when he spit, but he on some Andre 3000 shit.
Yeah, his album is.
Andre got a new album coming out. I'm scared to hear it.
Whatever, it's not coming out.
If he's singing, I ain't fucking.
No, it's him playing the flute everywhere in America where
Stop
he was
lying,
backwards.
Stop lying.
He said backwards.
The motherfucker already dressed like Jiminy Cricket and shit. He walking around playing the flute.
Yeah, like if you go on social media, there's plenty of people who catch Andre 3000 like at a Subway or something like that. He just be out like playing the flute and shit for real. Yeah,
that's some bullshit.
So I don't know. So
aside
from that, which is I guess hip hop, Afro beats or some shit like that.
Afro beats.
Yeah, that's what he falls under the category of Afro beats more than hip hop to me.
That was gonna be a movement in I think out of the A too, because Sci-Hi was doing that shit for.
But it's and it's actually like it's popping more than ever.
Yeah.
Another artist that I listen to, his name is Stormzy. He is a UK artist and
UK hip hop.
Is it hip hop?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
He's got a song with Idris Elba in the video. It's called Vasi Bop.
Okay.
It's pretty dope.
Vasi Bop.
Yeah.
Are they rapping? Does it sound like rapping?
Yeah, he's kind of rapping.
Idris can rap though.
Right, but I'm just trying to figure out how like.
Dude, that's a stretch.
You're still in the same genre.
I'm still in the same genre?
Yeah.
I'm only fuck with and genres is bullshit, but you only got one. It's more than
I listen to hip hop. I listen to R&B.
You talk like I listen to hip hop. I listen to
jazz.
rap.
I listen to rap. I listen to people.
I listen to MCs. I listen to DJs.
Listen, I stay in the realm of hip hop, R&B / soul.
Yeah, but if you'd have said like, I listen to like Maroon 5,
classic jazz.
I listen to like
classic jazz is classic jazz. We can do that.
He would knew that. He would knew that. But I love like Duke Ellington, John Coltrane. That was one of our wedding songs was our favorite song. My lady and I, our favorite song, In a Sentimental Mood.
Okay,
that's John Coltrane and Duke Ellington. That's definitely one of my favorites. So. Yeah, so I think
that qualifies more.
Yeah,
that's something wouldn't nobody expect.
Really?
Yeah,
I love
because your
jazz.
name speak and that shit ain't got no words. See, that's you know
Word.
what I'm saying?
Word, gotcha.
So that shit might fit.
Yeah.
But
so
nah, you can't say rap.
Dalmatians
All of them. You know what I'm
hip
saying?
hop Dalmatians. Listen,
the hoe is mine.
He said,
That
"No,
shit was the
scratch
jam.
that."
Yo, them dudes was trash, fam.
Yo, the funny thing is, they were peeking to the future because if you listen to today's music,
that's about what
it's very Ren and Tenish.
Yeah, it is.
It's very, very Ren and Tenish. So that's all I have for music rotations. Is there anything else in your music rotation that people would be like, what?
You know what, man? Somebody told me they was shocked I was a Prince fan and a Mike fan.
Really?
Yeah.
How though? Because coming up in our generation,
that's what you had.
You had to like Prince or Mike.
Because that's all you heard. That was the only.
Yeah.
Like,
and Rick James. That's
nobody was bigger than like Mike when we was kids. Like,
true indeed. Yeah.
I don't even like Mike. I don't even know if he really had all the concerts he had. Because on the count of like when he walked on stage, everybody fainted. Yeah. Like he probably didn't. Even
probably just left.
He probably didn't really have to sing. Like
after everybody fainted.
Like dudes too, grown dudes. Like damn. Mike was the
shit.
Dog, Eddie Murphy said, man, not many motherfuckers in history could say, I'm rocking a crowd of 850,000 in Bucharest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's real.
Yeah, Mike was the man. But like, I guess angry motherfuckers can't listen to Mike.
Crossed over before crossover was even a word.
Real.
Like,
you
know, Mike was in Japan and like, little Asian kids, like.
Speaking of Asian, I can give you something that it's not in my music rotation, but I've listened to on occasion. Just
did you listen to it because you play it or because your wife played it?
Because other people play it.
What's that?
K-pop.
Fuck that shit.
You know what the fuck K-pop is?
That shit is pop. Not popping with me.
No, it's okay. Listen,
I hear that shit is popping like overseas.
Like anime, video game music.
So
and
here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing because one of my daughters listens to it and she like swears by it. I'm gonna find a song. All it is R&B.
Okay.
But I was like, why do they call it K-pop? This is the R&B, dude. The production, the voices sounds like the R&B that we probably grew up on and we actually like. But they just call it. When you hear pop, you think it's gonna be like they are redoing like Britney Spears and NSYNC and all that shit. Right. No, that shit's way more soulful R&B. Yeah. Like the production is crazy.
Man,
well,
the
if you
voices
think about,
are dope.
If you think about it, you listen to like shit like we used to listen to like Another Bad Creation.
Yeah.
And we would just like shuffle them under R&B, but that shit was actually pop.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
At the playground. You know, that was pop.
Yeah.
You know, overseas, you go across the water, man, they got a lot more respect for R&B and soul over there than we do here. Yeah, for sure.
Word. So and speaking,
I think it's still more grassroots over there. Like, they still like have like real like
record shops,
hip hop battles, and like you still got to be able to spit.
Yeah, man.
You know, not boopity boop, floopity floop,
man.
You know.
Yeah. So yeah, dude. I you know what too? This brings me to like it's not a subject, but I just felt the need to say this and get it put on record, because. At first, I wondered what was all the hype about them. So then I listened to a lot of their music, and I have come to the conclusion: the Beatles are overrated as fuck. They're overrated.
That concludes the podcast. We finna get shut down.
They're overrated as fuck. There's to me, I'm like, dude. Like I understand everything has a certain time, but guess what? Back in the days in the NBA, they used to shoot in peach baskets, and that shit was phenomenal for the time.
Man.
You know what? I'm gonna say that Speak's opinion is totally owned by Speak.
That's just him.
But you know what? There's somebody else. I can't remember who it was.
Give me a song from the Beatles.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that that's your opinion, so I don't get mobbed when we walk out the building.
Yeah.
But you know what? There was
that's fine.
There was I'm
with the smoke.
There was another artist.
Fuck the Beatles.
There was another artist, an older guy who plays guitar. I can't remember who it was, but he said that one of the dudes that played guitar for the Beatles was trash at playing the guitar.
Jimi Hendrix did. Yeah. Jimi Hendrix did some shit with them, and they weren't that skilled.
Quincy Jones said
Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones just said it recently.
Them motherfuckers can't play.
Yes, Quincy Jones said that. So it's like, because
he just had like a whole moment of truth, like a year ago.
Yeah.
Because he tried to record with him or something, and it was like
he's like they can't play, they're trash artists or.
Yeah, I think they're overrated as fuck.
You know what though? I'll say this: overrated is one thing. Like some people think that's the greatest music ever made, and in that respect, I'll agree with overrated. But overrated doesn't necessarily mean
that they're whack.
Yes. Yeah.
Agreed.
No,
agreed. Because so what happened is what I did. I've been I remember having this stance before really, really listening to the Beatles. Mm-hmm. I just heard whatever they played when I worked at Walgreens.
Right.
But like, yeah, that shit slaps when it's trying to get you through the day.
Yeah.
But I just want to be off work. I'm not listening to this shit after work. But then I remember having a debate with El Fatah.
Yeah.
And I remember
we were Beatles stan.
Yes. So what we did, I said, dude, okay, give me. I think I still have it. I said, give me their best, whether it be albums and or songs. Mm-hmm. So I got like a full G drive folder of nothing but Beatles music. Then when I'm at work, I'm listening to the Beatles. So I did this for a while. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, I get it. I wasn't listening to them. So just do the homework, listen, mm-hmm. and listen objectively. Mm-hmm. And it was some songs I'm like, okay. And like even one of Michael Jackson's last album, because you know he had bought the Beatles catalog.
Right.
Yeah, but that was a money move.
He redid he redid a Beatles song in his last album, mm-hmm. and it was like, and I'm a big Mike fan, but I'm like, I actually like the Beatles version better. Mm-hmm. I think it's the song where they're like been through the desert on a horse with no name. Mm-hmm. That joint. So like Michael had redid it and he did some other shit, and I was like, this is cool because I like Michael. Mm-hmm. But I actually prefer the Beatles version better. So like,
I was just saying he bought the catalog as a money move.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
but yeah, so like, I actually did the work. I listened to them. They're not whack.
Yeah.
They're not whack. They're not like horrible artists. But as far as like how people say they're so great or they're the greatest ever, I'm like,
I don't. But you know what? Maybe
no, they're not.
Maybe
no, they're not.
Maybe we're misconstruing the words of people because. And maybe they're not, when they're saying like they were the best band ever, maybe they're going strictly by numbers.
Yes.
Because for a while,
and you can't.
Nobody had outsold the Beatles.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Correct.
So I mean, maybe they're going by that.
That don't make.
So here's my question.
Right.
So since we're talking about that, here's one probably
okay
controversial. I just want to see where y'all will go with that.
Okay.
With this, Tupac. Had Tupac not been murdered or become a martyr, would Tupac still be considered one of the greatest of all time?
Ooh, nope.
You think he would have eventually got whacked?
Listen, this is what I like about Tupac. This is the only reason why I put him in the top 5. And I always say this verbatim. In my opinion, Tupac is the only hip-hop artist to ever successfully convey every human emotion to a track.
Okay.
I ain't saying that people
on one track all at once.
I'm saying just through his musical catalog. I'm not saying that others have not tried, but like
really? How the fuck you do that?
But I feel like because he's been able to make the angry music, he's been able to make the introspective music. He's been able to make the heartfelt music and things like that. But as far as hip hop artists, name another artist that's been able to make that many different types of records that touches all those different emotions. That's where I put him high on the scale. Not necessarily because he's a lyricist.
Right.
But that's why I give him that status. But I agree with you, Trip. I don't know because we can't
like when I listen to
I'm like if he would have became more lyrical, that would have blew my head. That would have blew my mind.
But like when I listen to like old Pac shit, like and not shitting on Pac because when Pac was out and alive, I was definitely a Pac fan. I think we all were at that point. But like when I listen to the shit and I step back now, being the age that I am, I realized like he recycled a lot of lines. And a lot of the lines that people are saying like it's like classic lines is like, you know, he said this before. Like, he said this in another song. You know, and then
you gotta make sure you only listen to before you make that
no,
the albums before he died.
Not the Machiavelli.
I don't listen to any of those.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand Pac only really had like he only really had like 4 or 5 albums before
Word.
he died. So like when people act like his catalog is like huge, it's not. It's like 5 albums, and if you really look at how long Pac been out, like if you go all the way back to like Digital Underground,
Word up.
the fact that he only dropped 5 albums is really kind of fucked up. Like what the fuck? Like they say you did all this work, but like what? You know, what were you doing?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know, with all this work, because you know, Digital Underground, I was in fucking middle school.
Yeah,
you know,
but he wasn't rapping with them though.
He rapped on a couple songs, and then he
just on same song, and then
the same song.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They made him play his position,
right? And then you know, I bought Tupacalypse Now. You know,
he was working on that when he was with them.
You know, so you know, and like, yeah, it's like 5 albums.
Yeah,
you know, and you know, so when I hear the debate on like Pac bigger than Biggie, Pac the best ever, Pac this, and I'm like,
motherfuckers don't understand what best means anymore, though.
Yeah,
your fave ain't the best, and
right?
Motherfuckers just need to realize.
And I like that because I have a lot of favorites that in my head are not the best, but they're my favorites because of reasons that are unique to me.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I would say for sure Pac is better than the Beatles. For sure. For sure.
Would you put Pac and the Beatles in a head-to-head battle?
Yes, and he would bomb first on they fuck ass nigga.
But if he open up and say "fuck your bitch" in the click you claim, and he say "I fucked your bitch," then we got a problem.
Yeah,
because like Beatles chicks.
Yeah, that was shit. Very personal.
Yo,
I actually like the Beatles members' solo shit better than a lot of the Beatles shit. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
But
yeah.
You know,
and I mean, because I think when I think about Pac, like you're right, he wouldn't be with the GOATs. But honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, and I know you often talk about one and then the other. I think Biggie is not the greatest MC of all time.
No, I think he's one of my favorites, but
yeah, he's more of a.
If it would have had to be like if he was like the GOAT, like lyrically, GOAT, like no, there's people that I definitely believe are more lyrical than Biggie, but Biggie is definitely one of my favorites.
To me, Biggie, there's people that were better than Biggie when he was out. So I feel like he so if we want to stay in this lane of controversy, he's definitely not really one of the greatest of all time, because I mean honestly all he did was take Big Daddy Kane and Kool G Rap and merge them together.
Kinda, yeah.
So like,
but again, is that fave word though?
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, because he wasn't a better rapper than Kool G Rap. He wasn't a better, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't more smooth at that Big Daddy Kane shit than Big Daddy Kane.
No, right. But they didn't have that Puffy push. Like I think that's maybe where Puffy doesn't get as much credit as he should.
And that's what it is. I think Puff's marketing and promotion of Biggie positioned him there. If he didn't have a Puff, we wouldn't be talking about him as the greatest of all time. No. See Big Pun. Because Big Pun was better than Biggie, but we don't talk about him because Fat J. Yeah,
they don't,
and honestly,
they don't give.
But again, that's the Puff effect though, because who was working with Heavy D?
But I'm saying Heavy
Diddy was on that label.
Like Heavy D had like the girl shit and everybody remember like the Mr. Big stuff. But when Heavy D spit,
that's what I'm saying.
Like when he spit, Heavy had bars.
That is my point. So when it comes to like, because a lot of people say, well, he's the first big rapper to ever. Nope. No, how do you forget Heavy D? And Heavy D, let's just keep it real, he did it better. When we was all screaming My Adidas, he came out with Nikes.
Nikes, Mr. Big stuff.
And he had the video where he threw the Adidas box. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm like, Biggie is a favorite of mine because of what he did. Pac is a favorite of mine because I remember I was at Walgreens and my girl hit me. My girl called me at work and said Tupac died at work, and I'm like, that shit. Like I found out that another family member died the same way, but it was because I related to Pac's music so much that it was like a real loss.
That shit bother you?
I don't think it was necessarily the music that people really relate. I think it's the emotion. That he put in the music.
But that's why I said what I said when I started the subject. No artist has been able to convey human emotion as well on the track, on tracks as Pac. I don't think no artist has come close. Because Jay is a better lyricist, but I'm gonna be real. When I heard Song Cry, I didn't feel that shit.
Nah.
I didn't feel that shit.
That
when
nigga ain't got no feelings though, fam.
But
and another thing,
he didn't have no feelings
about
until
rappers dying and shit though.
No, not necessarily.
Fuck Big for ruining my birthday.
Straight
up, fam. That's that bullshit. Motherfuckers like, how can you celebrate Big Day? Man, fuck Big,
Comments of JG.
Big, I don't know that motherfucker, man.
You know what? I ain't even gonna hold you.
I bought his albums. That's it.
Ain't even gonna hold you. You know how everybody's like, 9/11 is a thing.
Yeah.
Listen, my cousin was born on 9/11, and he's no longer with us. And I know 9/11 was an inside job, so I'm like, never forget. I forgot.
Y'all motherfuckers be on Facebook on y'all birthdays, and all you see is happy birthday. My shit be like, the greatest of all time died.
He's like, I don't want to hear it's Bone and Biggie on my birthday.
Fuck that shit, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
It's my motherfucking day, fam.
That is hilarious.
Heat, remember Chris Rock called Heat on Saturday Night Live because he made a couple 9/11 jokes. Granted, it's been years since 9/11 happened. Yeah. And he wasn't joking about 9/11.
Yeah.
But he was joking about the new structure that they put up. You know, and he was saying he's like, how smart is it? Like, somebody blew up the tower that was there, so you go and build a bigger tower? He's like, yeah, I'm never going in there. Like,
right.
We could just, he said, we could just call that never. Because I'm never going to be in there.
He said,
and then he was like, so who? He's like, I'm just saying, like, who was the sponsor? Target? Like, he's like, he made some jokes and like he really caught heat.
That's actually a good one though.
But he caught heat.
Like jokes. It's a fucking joke. If you like jokes, man.
That was really good.
Like, he caught heat, like, immediately.
Of course he did, man.
Because Saturday Night Live come on at like 11, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Like, Sunday all the way through Monday, like, they was on his ass.
I have to go back and you think I can find that still on the internet?
It's on YouTube.
All right, I have to see that. That's my kind of humor. I dig it. Speaking of 9/11, Rakim rapped about that on Casualties of War.
Yep.
Jay-Z rapped about it on Blueprint 3.
Yeah, but
like, he fit it in. Like, he didn't say 9/11, but he was like, he said y'all flew a plane into a building. And something else, and y'all ran in and inhaled the smoke.
Yeah, but this is why Rakim's is more potent because Rakim rapped about it years before it happened.
Yeah.
It happened.
He probably don't say that, fam. They gonna start calling Rakim a terrorist and shit.
He got a beard and shit, man.
Listen,
he's Muslim, fam.
Yo, check his book too, Sweat the Technique.
Yeah.
If you're like a hip hop geek, he talks about how he writes his lyrics and shit like that, and how he wrote them and all that.
He told me. He told me. I saw him one time. He was like,
he was at Capitol Court.
Like, we was over by Buddy Squirrel, and I was getting my cheddar cheese and caramel popcorn mix, and he wanted some cashews. But he said like one of his things he would do, he would draw a line like randomly on a paper.
Yeah.
And he would write, and the goal was to rhyme at that line every time. So like that's usually people just rhyme the last word of the bar, or whatever. Yeah. Like, but to rhyme, like if you draw a line in the middle of the paper,
dude,
you like rhyming in the middle of the bar.
He was
like,
the first one to do that.
Yeah, he's definitely cold. And like staying in the same vein as we were talking about kind of the towers and just maybe people involved and guns, like guns and all that. And so like I'm gonna kind of botch the topic, but then I'm just gonna like throw a sloppy bounce pass to JG.
Oh, word.
So word. Gun control. Where do you stand? Like, what are your feelings? What are your thoughts? Just about guns in general. But I'll have you kind of like flush it out so we can make sure we're really touching upon the subject in the correct manner.
Right. So I was thinking about that. I was inspired by the coach who just disarmed another potential school shooter.
Okay.
Right. With a hug and some fucking empathy. Right.
Word.
But they find out after the fact that the young man only had one bullet in the gun. He was going to kill himself in front of the class. So apparently his school...
Wow. I know what you're talking about now. I've seen that on social media, but I had no context. I was like, what is this?
Right. So that's what it was. A young man was going to... Whatever was going on in the school, he was that fed up. He was going to take himself out in front of the class on some, man, I'm sick of y'all, fuck y'all.
Wow.
Type shit, right?
Okay.
So the coach disarmed him. I guess he tried it. The gun misfired. Coach disarmed him. And the video image you'll see now is the coach just hugging him.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know what I mean? Telling him whatever he told him.
Yeah.
And it kind of went from there. But when I saw that, it kind of pissed me off because this whole gun argument now, the pro-gun nuts, I say nuts because the motherfucker's crazy. You don't have to be, you can be pro-gun. You don't have to be a pro-gun nut.
Okay.
So you know the motherfuckers that say you need good guys with guns in the schools to protect the kids and that kind of shit, right?
Wow.
So I just posed the question, but where was the good guy with the gun that resolved this situation?
Word.
To some of them motherfuckers, right?
That's a good point.
And they came
in my kid's school with a gun.
Yeah, fam.
Yeah.
You do. That's what you need.
I don't.
It need to be you. You a good dude, right?
Yeah, but
get you some fucking guns.
But I don't say, I'm not saying I don't have guns.
No, get you some guns at the school so you can stop shit, fam.
You know why?
That's the cure.
No.
Of course it is.
It's not.
Of course it is.
No,
that's what they say.
Are there any security people here in schools walking around with guns?
No. And that's a good thing. Like
that's the great thing.
It's people are too fucking emotional to give some random motherfucker a gun. Like, it's already hard enough for, like, and there are good cops and bad cops, but it's already hard enough for cops, you know, that are good cops to not shoot a motherfucker that's like wilding out and, you know, doing whatever and like, yeah, you know, you're saying give this person a gun for gun safety because of a school shooter. And as far as, even though school shooters are now more common than they've been ever in our life, but there's probably less school shooters than a kid running up in somebody's face talking about, dude, I beat your ass, and, you know, cussing, and motherfuckers, you're an emotional motherfucker. Like, you don't know what that motherfucker went through last night or that morning.
Okay.
And now you got a kid, like, running up on him, and he got a gun on his waist.
So here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing.
You're talking about the teachers.
Whoever got the fucking
You say
gun.
whoever that adult is with.
Like.
So what the funny thing is, the school that my kids go to, like, they have people from the sheriff's department in the school.
But that's different.
So what I'm saying is, but
because you said sheriff,
like from the so those folks are trained.
That shit ain't better.
They're trained.
All I'm saying is
that's their job.
Yeah,
they go through psyche vows, you know, shit like that. And I'm not saying like they're better because like that, but I would rather have somebody who handles a gun and handles that bullshit in their face every day than to just give this teacher Joe Smo a loaded 9mm to hold in the classroom.
Yeah, I'm not with the teachers having guns. That's the dumbest idea ever.
Facts.
But the other, so here's my thing too, like, because I know like my daughter goes to a school where people from the sheriff's department they work there, so and they're armed. However, that bothers me when I can have the same conversation of what's going on in this same school and it didn't go viral because it's just not because I don't think that they really push it and promote it. I think they swept it under the rug. But when some of the same people who worked for the sheriff's department was hemming up a little girl.
Yeah.
And like
they bring bullshit
like more force than needed because it was a small petite type of girl. So I'm like, okay. So what scares me about it is this same person who hemmed this little girl up. There's no reason to ever bring that kind of force upon a child. Nope. This same person also happened to have a gun.
And you also got to remember,
I'm like, I don't know.
Law enforcement don't make everybody feel safe and at peace.
Right.
Law
enforcement does not equal protection.
Not all the time. But see, here's the biggest problem, though. This is the biggest problem. That's where it stops. Putting an armed person in the school, that's where it stops. So they don't focus on stopping the kids from becoming shooters in the first place. There ain't nothing on the mental health of the children. They don't do nothing about that shit.
Right.
This is the solution. This was proposed as an alternative
that's a solution.
But hold on, but that's the problem.
That's the solution to a symptom.
The problem is the school shooter even existing. That's the problem. But we're not gonna pay no attention to that shit. We gonna prepare the kids what to do when a school shooting occurs.
Which is the dumbest shit
That's
ever.
what I'm saying.
Did you guys see the new special? Whose special was that? Was that Chappelle? Yeah. Where Chappelle goes, because the funny thing is, and I brought this up in a training I had at my job, because they did a shooter training for you know, but Chappelle said it best in his stand up. He said, "Y'all having us do these shooting drills with the shooter."
Yeah.
Because he goes to school with us. So for me, I'm like, he was like, and he made a joke, part of his bit or whatever. He was like, "Oh, that's where we go." He's like, "Where we go?"
Oh,
okay,
okay. On. You know what's funny? This is how selective memory works. So people forget one of the first, oh my God, what's going on? School shootings was an 11-year-old boy in Arkansas, and his I think his buddy was 9. They went into school. One of them went into school, pulled the fire alarm. The other one is in the prone position in the woods, aimed at where everybody goes when it's a fire alarm.
Yep.
Dig what I'm saying?
I feel you.
But the problem was, this was all proposed as alternatives to gun control. They want bulletproof backpacks for the kids.
Oh, I heard that.
Bulletproof backpacks for your kids.
I just heard that one.
Fam. They want panic rooms inside your kid classroom, fam. Right? They want good guys with guns in the school. They want armed teachers in the school. They want police in the school. But don't do nothing to stop this school shooter
dysregulated children
from getting a hold to this arsenal that his mama got. And you know what, man? They miss me with that gun safe bullshit, man. Whenever one of these kids decide they want to get some shooting done at their school, magically the motherfuckers come up with assault rifles and whatever all the ammo they need. Somehow they always know how to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no punishment to the owners of the guns. One kid, it was his grandfather's gun. One kid, it was his mama's gun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all of these alternatives for your kids and mine, my kids get school shooting training too. I told my kids, fuck that shit. Get out the building. If the motherfuckers in the school shooting, get out the building. Fuck everything they tell you.
I'm like, yeah.
Get out the building.
I'm like, I'm gonna talk to somebody who like maybe
bulletproof backpacks.
Dude, these
motherfuckers telling my kid. These motherfuckers telling my kids, fam, I'm gonna lock the door and we're gonna huddle in the corner. If you don't get the fuck
right,
do you hear the bullets? You hear the sounds? Go the other way.
Yeah, dude.
It's
interesting, dude, and I just find it like you said, but also I remember when I read The Tipping Point, and this is some of this, is propaganda and it pushes it and stuff like that, but it's really weird, and like we can keep talking about the symptoms and not the root cause or whatever, but like in the Tipping Point book they talk about how the sensationalism of school shootings has become so popularized because of Columbine. And it's like, literally, if this was just handled as a world news, done, it's over with, like it was handled, could have changed how now it's pretty much a copycat thing.
Well, maybe it shouldn't.
Like it's over popularized now because it's literally monkey see, monkey do.
And as much as we want to be informed,
the motherfucker that said that didn't lose a kid in none of them shootings. But lose a kid in one of them shootings, and then come to me with that shit.
But so what do you say about the data that says like they're becoming more, school shootings themselves are becoming more popular?
I would say that because of the situations that created the school shooters in the first place that I'm aware of.
Gotcha.
Because that shit has always existed. I think the school shootings were inevitable. It was going to happen anyway. My point is, because of the type of guns that these kids can get their hands on, that's why it's 20 kids dead instead of 3.
Word.
You get what I'm saying?
I see what you're
saying. And I don't want any dead.
I see what you're saying.
But if this man's got access to weapons that can enable him, dude in Vegas destroyed 600 lives, killed 60 people by himself.
Yeah.
Only because of the weapon he had.
Yeah, we had a bumper.
Yeah, and he put the bump stock on there.
Bump stock.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
But my thing is like, fam, what? Because motherfuckers want to go have fun on Sundays at the range with a weapon of war. I'm like, I would rather, and I'm a pro-gun guy.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that y'all my dudes. If you motherfuckers was walking up and down my street with AR-15s on your back, fam, it's gonna be a misunderstanding.
Absolutely.
And it don't matter that you
Yeah.
look like me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's dog. That shit don't.
They don't have shit to do with
It
shit.
don't have shit to do with shit.
Yeah.
But they don't. They never focus on what puts that in the kids' heart. You know what, man? The homie Ice-T had a quote one time. He said, you know, all these pro-black cats talking shit about why they always building liquor stores in the neighborhood. There's one on every corner. And Ice-T said, I don't give a fuck how many liquor stores in the hood. What make a motherfucker want to stand on the corner drunk all day? You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
What's up with that, fam? So they not worried about the cause.
Yeah, selective outrage is
you
what
get exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because the cause if you want to worry about that, well, now you got to do some work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's real. That's real. Because like
and
they wouldn't be there.
That work is
supply and demand, but
right.
And I definitely get what you're saying. And I never really. I used to be allergic to politics until it's like I started realizing like the little change that I'm trying to make working in this field that I work in, it can't happen without additional legislation.
Okay.
So I pay a little bit more attention than I used to, but like, that's that big debate about gun control. Like as far as like, you know, is it good? Is it bad? And it's like, I understand freedom. I understand what that really and truly means. But like you said, do you need...
Why do I need
that kind of
assault
gun?
Rifle?
Do you need that kind of gun?
You know what they say to that, Trip? I need access to all those guns in case the government decide to take over.
If the government
bitch ass nigga, the government already took over.
Right. Like when was
they've been in control.
Was they out of control?
Yeah.
And if they decide to roll a tank down Capitol Drive, what you and your one assault rifle gonna do?
Fam, shoot a drone down.
Ping, ping,
shoot a drone down. Dog, and it's like, fam, that shit. Yeah. You adhering to rules and laws that were written when motherfuckers was shooting muskets, fam. It take you an hour to reload the gun after one fucking shot. Word. Dig what I'm saying? Yeah. They didn't have weapons you could kill 100 people with in 10 seconds.
Yeah. I think that's the good and the bad, not the good and the bad. Yeah, it's the good and the bad side to the way our Constitution is written or the Constitution is written. Because some people don't say it's everybody's, but the way it was written is that you can change stuff, but it's hard to change stuff. But it's hard to change stuff because if it was easy, like look at the motherfucker we got in the White House now. Like
exactly.
He would have changed a whole bunch of shit. Like we'd have took like 20 steps backwards instead of 5.
Gotta have the checks and balances. I get that. But at some point when the shit makes sense.
Yeah, man. So I think it's a good it's a great topic to kind of just really take a look at and just kind of challenge. Like, and the thing is, like you said, I'm sure we probably are in the network or around people that live on both sides of this this political aisle. And it's just a matter of folks being able to have some serious conversation. But I think the reality is nothing. It exists because because people are okay with it existing.
That's it.
Well, the other thing is like you said that there's politics involved, and people are always going to steer away from politics because they want to avoid the conversation because they want to avoid the disagreement because politics and religion it's like a 98% chance that we're probably going to disagree.
Yeah.
Word up.
A lot of people can't get past that.
Let you talk about that
shit. And then the thing is like, and the thing is like, this is why.
Because some people are like so like hell bent on their stance. Like, you tell them like you don't believe what they believe, and like you might have to choke somebody out.
And I think that's the crazy thing, and this is why it's like to me what I'm hearing from because let's be real, there's only 2 major parties.
Yeah.
It's what I'm hearing from both of them, because they love to point the finger at each other, they would rather kids keep dying and other civilians keep dying than come to a happy medium with this gun shit. The reality is their heads are so far up their asses that they would rather people gonna die, but I'm not giving up any leverage in this. Like I'm comfortable. I get to come here and do my thing, but I'm not giving any leverage. Kids will continue to die. So innocent civilians will continue to die, all in the name of because I like my color better than the other one.
Pretty much.
So yeah, that's crazy. But I think that's a good topic. So what I would like to do, let's round out and leave everybody with parting words. I would say if I had anything to leave the folks, I would say don't be afraid to look at the other side of things.
Thanks.
That's what I would leave with the people.
Thanks.
All right, it's on you, JG.
You know what? Social media ain't very social. Most of the people I encounter on social media surround themselves with like-minded individuals.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have opposite or opposing thinkers. That'll keep you from getting too far into your own bullshit. You dig what I'm saying?
Word up.
It's like life is in the middle. And if you only surround yourself with people that think like you, you'll end up on the extreme, be it the left extreme or the right extreme.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Keep that bullshit out your life.
Word up.
Man, I'm not talking behind that shit. Dude just had a whole
Oh, word. Oh, well, hold on.
reading rainbow ass.
Keep some titties in your face. You know what I'm saying? A couple ass
Look,
cheeks
man,
in your
just
head.
follow us.
He said keep some titties in your face and the mind is
And,
a terrible thing to waste.
And I got $100 for the first motherfucker that can bring me some of that salted caramel brand, that crown. Yeah, that salted caramel crown. If you can bring me a bottle of that to the studio, I got $100 for you.
He ain't even tell y'all the address.
Yeah.
Follow us on
Because
all
that
our
shit ain't true, my
platforms.
nigga. You know, fucking $100
Platforms.
Word.
YouTube, IG, Facebook. What's the other one?
I think that's it.
Right now?
Yeah.
Spotify. We on
Spotify.
Oh yeah. Follow us on Spotify as well.
Somebody hit up Tidal, tell them to add us.
Word, fam.
Somebody tell iHeartRadio they need us.
Word.
Word up.
Have your mama go like our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Word. Remember, this shit is sponsored, so this could have been your good ass coffee. This could have been your good ass water.
Check out Freshly Broken.
Yeah.
Word.
Check out Freshly Broken and the good folks at Unify Records.
Word up.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.